to one another.
Jealousy is merged in misery, while he, the very cynosure of our eyes and hearts, remains, I see, insensible. What have we to strive for? The love of maidens is to him as exciting as the taxes. Would that it were! He pays his taxes and
Cherishes the receipt.
happy receipt. Fools!
I beg your pardon.
Fools and blind, the man loves, wildly loves.
But whom? None of us.
No, none of us. His weird fancy is lighted for the nonce on Patience, the village milkmaid. On Patience? Oh, it cannot be. But yesterday I caught him in her dairy eating fresh butter from a tablespoon. Today he is not well. But Patience boasts that she has never loved. That love is to her a sealed book. Oh, he cannot be serious. 'Tis but a passing fancy, 'twill quickly
never known true happiness.
But the truly happy always seem to have so much on their minds. The truly happy never seem quite well.
There is a transcendentality of delirium, an acute accentuation of supremest ecstasy, which the earthy might easily mistake for indigestion. But it is not indigestion. It is aesthetic transfiguration. Enough of babble, come.
But stay! I have some news for you. The 35th Dragoon Guards have halted in the village and are even now on their way to this very spot.
The 35th Dragoon Guards?
They are fleshly men of full habit.
We care nothing for Dragoon Guards.
But bless me, you were all engaged to them a year ago.
A year ago? My poor child, you don't understand these things. A year ago, they were very well in our eyes. But since then, our tastes have been etherealized. Our perceptions exalted. Come, it is time to lift our voices in morning carol to our Reginald. Let us to his door. 20 lovesick maidens weep, lovesick born against our will. 20 years hence we shall be. 20 lovesick maidens
For that popular mystery known to the world as a heavy dragon.
Yes, 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 yes.
Take all the remarkable people in history, rattle them off to a popular tune.
Yes, 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 yes.
The pluck of Lord Nelson on board of the Victory, genius of Bismarck devising a plan, the humor of dealing which sounds contradictory, coolness of pageant about to trip hat, the science of dueling, the eminent musical, wit of Macaulay who wrote to Queen Anne, the peoples of Palias rendered by Boucicault, style of the Bishop of Soda and Man, the dash of a Dorsey, divested of quackery, narrative powers of Dickens and Thackeray, Victor Emmanuel, Peacock and Pemberton, Thomas Aquinas and Douglas and Temperance, Tupper and Tennyson, Daniel Defoe, Anthony Trollope and Mr. Guizot.
Yes, 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 yes. A heavy dragoon, 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 a heavy dragoon,
And a heavy dragoon
is a residue of...
If you want to receive for this soldier like Harrigan, get at the wealth of the Tsar if you can. The family pride of a Spaniard from Aragon, force of Mephisto pronouncing a man, a smack of Lord Waterford, reckless and rollicky, the swagger of Roderick heading his clan, the key penetration of Paddington Pollocky, grace of an odalist gone in divan, the genius strategic of Caesar or Hannibal, skill of Sir Garvin, thrashing a cannibal, flavor of Hamlet, the stranger a Totterville, little of Manfred but not very much of him, Beadle of Burlington, Richardson Show, Mr. Micawber and Madame Tussauds.
Yes, 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 yes. A heavy dragoon, 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 a heavy dragoon.
And a heavy dragoon
Is a residue.
triumphs. But where's the Duke? Oh. Here I am. Come, cheer up. Don't give way.
Oh, for that. I'm as cheerful as a poor devil can be expected to be, who has the misfortune of being a duke with 1,000 a day.
Most men would envy you.
Envy me? But tell me, Major, are you fond of toffee?
Very.
We are all fond of toffee.
We are!
Yes. And toffee in moderation is a capital thing. But to live on toffee, toffee for breakfast, toffee for dinner, toffee for tea, to have it supposed that you care for nothing but toffee, and that you would consider yourself insulted if anything but toffee were offered you, how would you like that?
I can quite believe that under those circumstances, even toffee would become monotonous.
For toffee, read flattery, adulation, and abject deference carried to such a pitch that I began to think that man was born bent at an angle of 45 degrees. Great heavens, what is there to adulate in me? Am I particularly intelligent, or remarkably studious, or excruciatingly witty, or unusually accomplished, or exceptionally virtuous?
You're about as commonplace a young man as ever I saw.
You are!
Exactly. That's it exactly. That describes me to a T. Thank you all very much. Well, I couldn't stand it any longer, so I joined this second-class cavalry regiment.
What?
In the army, thought I shall be occasionally snubbed. Perhaps even bullied. Who knows? The thought was rapture. And here I am.
Yes, and here are the ladies.
But tell me, who is that gentleman with the long hair?
I don't know.
He seems popular.
He does seem popular.
He does.
Ridiculous, and is not this preposterous? A thorough-paced absurdity, explain it if you can. Instead of rushing eagerly to cherish us and foster us, they all prefer this melancholy literary man. Instead of slyly peering at us, casting looks endearing at us, blushing at us, flushing at us, flirting with a fan, they're actually sneering at us, fleering at us, jeering at us, pretty sort of treatment for a military man. They're actually sneering at us, fleering at us, jeering at us, pretty sort of treatment for a military man.
I seem to scan in a rapt, ecstatic way, like a literary man who despises female clay. I hear plainly all they say. 20 lovesick maidens they.
He hears plainly all they say. 20 lovesick maidens they.
Oh, so excellently wise, for a moment mortal be, stay to raise eyes of lies from thy heart-drawn poesy. 20 lovesick maidens see, it is kneeling on my knee.
convinced would be that some transcendental law was monopolizing me. Round the corner I can see each is kneeling on her knee.
Round the corner he can see each is kneeling on her knee. Now is not this ridiculous, and is not this preposterous? A thorough-paced absurdity, ridiculous, preposterous. Explain it if you can. Now is not this ridiculous, and is not this preposterous? A thorough-paced absurdity, explain it if you can. Instead of rushing eagerly to cherish us and foster us, they all prefer this melancholy literary man. Instead of slyly peering at us, casting looks and jeering at us, blushing at us, flirting with a fan, they're actually sneering at us, leering at us, jeering at us. Pretty sort of treatment for a military man. They're actually sneering at us, leering at us, jeering at us. Pretty sort of treatment for a military man. Now is not this ridiculous, and is not this preposterous? They all prefer this melancholy literary man. Now is not this ridiculous, and is not this preposterous? They all prefer this melancholy literary man. Now is not this ridiculous, and is not this preposterous?
Angela, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, sir, leave us. Our minds are but ill-tuned to light, love, talk.
But what in the world has come over you?
Bunthorne! He has come over us. He has come among us. And he has idealized us.
He has succeeded in idealizing you.
He has.
Good old Bunthorne.
My eyes are open. I droop despairingly. I am soulfully intense. I am limp. And I cling.
Finished! At last! Finished!
Are you better now?
Yes! Oh, it's you. Yes, I am better now. The poem is finished, and my soul has gone out into it. That was all. It was nothing worth mentioning. It happens 3 times a day. Ah, patience. Dear, dear patience.
Will it please you, sir, read it to us? This we supplicate.
Shall I?
No!
I shall read it if you bid me.
You can if you like.
It is a wild, weird, fleshly thing, yet very tender, very yearning, very precious. It is called, oh, hollow, hollow, hollow.
Is it a hunting song?
A hunting song? No, it is not a hunting song. It is the wail of the poet's heart upon discovering that everything is commonplace. To understand it, cling passionately to one another and think of faint lilies. Oh, hollow, hollow, hollow. What time the poet hath hymned, the writhing maid, lithe-limbed, quivering on amaranthine asphodel. How can he paint her woes, knowing as well he knows that all can be set right with calomel? When from the poet's plinth the amorous color synth yearns for the aloe faint with rapturous thrills, how can he paint their woes, knowing as well he knows that they are only uncompounded pills? Is it
is all very well, but you seem to forget you are engaged to us.
It can never be. You are not Empyrean. You are not Delacruscan. You are not even early English. Oh, barely English, it is too late. Red and yellow, primary colors. Oh, South Kensington.
We didn't design our uniforms, but we don't see how they could be improved.
No, you wouldn't. Still, there is a tender bloom like cold gravy, a cobwebby grey velvet, made Florentine 14th century, trimmed with Venetian leather and Spanish altar lace, surmounted with something Japanese. It matters not what. Would at least be early English. Come, maidens.
20 lovesick maidens we, lovesick all against our will. 20 years hence we shall be, 20 lovesick maidens
Gentlemen, this is an insult to the British uniform.
A uniform that has been as successful in the courts of Venus as on the field of Mars. When I first put this uniform on, I said as I looked in the glass, it's 1 to 1,000,000 that any civilian my figure and form will surpass. Gold lace has a charm for the fair, and I've plenty of that and to spare. While a lover's professions, when uttered in Hessians, are eloquent everywhere. A fact that I counted upon when I first put this uniform on.
By simple coincidence you could never have counted upon. The same thing occurred to me when I first put this uniform on.
I said when I first put it on, it is plain to the veriest dunce that every beauty will feel it her duty to yield to its glamour at once. They will see that I'm freely gold-laced, in a uniform handsome and chaste. But the pair of pretendings of long-haired aesthetics are very much more to their taste, which I never counted upon when I first put this uniform on.
By simple coincidence you could never have counted upon. I didn't anticipate that when I first put this uniform on.
Am I alone and unobserved? I am. Then let me own I'm an aesthetic sham. This air severe is but a mere veneer. This cynic smile is but a wile of guile. This costume chaste is but good taste, misplaced. Let me confess, a languid love for lilies does not blight me. Lank limbs and haggard cheeks do not delight me. I do not care for dirty greens by any means. I do not long for all one sees that's Japanese. I am not fond of uttering platitudes in stained glass attitudes. In short, my medievalism's affectation, born of the morbid love of admiration. If you're anxious for to shine in the high aesthetic line as a man of culture rare, you must get up all the germs of the transcendental terms and plant them everywhere. You must lie upon the daisies and discourse in minor phrases of your complicated state of mind. For me, it doesn't matter if it's only idle chatter of a transcendental kind. And everyone will say, as you walk your mystic way, if this young man expresses himself in terms too deep for me, why, what a very singularly deep young man this deep young man must be. Be ye eloquent in praise of the very dull old days which have long since passed away, and convince him if you can that the reign of old Queen Anne was his culture's palmiest day. Of course you will pooh-pooh whatever's fresh in you and declare it crude and mean, for art stopped short in the cultivated court of the Empress Josephine. And everyone will say, if you walk your mystic way, if that's not good enough for him, it's good enough for me. Why, what a very cultivated kind of youth this kind of youth must be. Then a sentimental passion of a vegetable fashion must excite your languid spleen. An attachment a la Plato for a bashful young potato, or an art to French bean. Though the Philistines may jostle, you will rank as an apostle with the high aesthetic band. If you walk down Piccadilly with a poppy or a lily in your medieval hand. And everyone will say, as you walk your flowery way, if he's content with a vegetable love, it would certainly not suit me. Why, what a most particularly pure young man this pure young man must be. Ah, patience, come hither. I am pleased with thee, the bitter-hearted one who finds all else hollow, is pleased with me, for you are not hollow, are you?
No thanks, I have dined. But I beg your pardon, I interrupt you.
Life is made up of interruptions. The tortured soul, yearning for solitude, writhes under them. Oh, but my heart is weary. Oh, I am a cursed thing. Don't go.
I'm very sorry.
Tell me, girl, do you ever yearn?
I earn my living.
No. Do you know what it is to be heart-hungry? Do you know what it is to yearn for the indefinable and yet be brought face to face daily with the multiplication table? Do you know what it is to seek oceans and find puddles? That's my case. Oh, but I am a cursed thing! Don't go!
Please, I don't understand you. You frighten me.
Don't be frightened. It's only poetry.
Well, if that's poetry, I don't like poetry.
Don't you? Pelvis. Can I trust her?
No.
Thank you. Patience, you don't like poetry. Well, just between you and me, I don't like poetry. Oh, it's hollow, unsubstantial, unsatisfactory. Oh, what's the use of yearning for Elysian fields when you know you can't get them and would only let him out on building leases if you had him? Patience! I have long loved you. Let me tell you a secret. I am not as bilious as I look. There is more innocent fun in me than a casual spectator would imagine. You have never seen me frolicsome. Be a good girl, a very good girl, and someday you shall. If you are looking for touch and go jocularity, this is the shop for it.
Sir, I will speak plainly. In the matter of love, I am untaught. I have never loved but my great aunt. But I'm quite certain that under any circumstances, I couldn't possibly love you.
Oh. You think not?
I'm quite sure of it. Quite sure. Quite.
Very well. Life is henceforth a blank. I don't care what becomes of me. I have only to ask that you do not betray my confidence. Though you despise me, I remain very popular with the other young ladies.
I only ask that you leave me and never renew the subject.
Very well. Broken-hearted and desolate, I go. Oh, to be wafted away from this black Asildama of sorrow, where the dust of an earthy today is the earth of a dusty tomorrow. It is a little thing of my own. I call it heart foam. I shall not publish it. Farewell, Patience. Patience. Farewell.
What does it all mean? Why does he love me? Why does he expect me to love him? He's not a relation. Frightens me.
Why, Patience, what is the matter?
Lady Angela, tell me two things. Firstly, what on earth is this love that upsets everybody? And secondly, how is it to be distinguished from insanity?
Poor blind child. Oh, forgive her, Eros. Why, love is of all passions the most essential. It is the embodiment of purity, the abstraction of refinement. It is the one unselfish emotion in this whirlpool of grasping greed. Why are you crying?
To think that I have lived all these years without having experienced this ennobling and unselfish passion. Why, what a wicked girl I must be. For it is unselfish, isn't it?
Absolutely. Love that is tainted with selfishness is no love. Oh, try to love. It really isn't difficult if you give your whole mind to it.
I set about it at once. I won't go to bed until I'm head over ears in love with somebody.
Noble girl. But is it possible you have never loved anybody?
Yes, one.
Ah, who?
My great aunt.
Great aunts don't count.
Then there's nobody. At least, no, nobody. Not since I was a baby, but that doesn't count, I suppose.
I don't know. Tell me all about it.
pretty maiden, prithee tell me true. Hey, but I'm doleful, willow, willow, waily. Have you e'er a lover a-dangling after you? Hey, willow, waily, oh. I would fain discover if you have a lover. Hey, willow, waily, oh.
Gentle sir, my heart is frolicsome and free. Hey, but he's doleful, willow, willow, waily. Nobody I care for comes according me. Hey, willow, waily, oh. Nobody I care for comes according therefore. Hey, willow, waily, oh.
Pretty, pretty maiden, will you marry me? Hey, but I'm hopeful, willow, willow, waily. I may say at once, I'm a man of property. Hey, willow, waily, oh. Money, I despise it, many people prize it. Hey, willow, waily, oh.
Gentle sir, although to marry I design, hey, but he's hopeful, willow, willow, waily. As yet I do not know you, and so I must decline. Hey, willow, waily, oh. To other maidens go you, as yet I do not know you. Hey, willow, waily, oh.
Patience, can it be that you do not recognize me?
Recognize me? No, indeed I don't.
Have 15 years so greatly changed me?
15 years? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten the friend of your youth, your Archibald? Your little playfellow? Oh, Cronus, Cronus, this is too bad of you.
Archibald? Is it possible? Why, let me look. I thought we would never meet again. And how you've grown.
Yes, Patience. I am much taller and a bit stouter than I was.
And how you've improved.
Yes, Patience. I am very beautiful.
Surely that doesn't make you unhappy.
Yes, Patience. Gifted as I am with a beauty which probably has not its rival on earth, I am nevertheless utterly and completely miserable.
Oh, but why?
My child love for you has never faded. Conceive then the horror of my situation when I tell you that it is my hideous duty to be madly loved at first sight by every woman I meet.
But why then do you make yourself so picturesque? Why not disguise yourself, disfigure yourself, anything to escape this persecution?
Nay, Patience. These gifts, irksome though they be, were given me for the enjoyment and delectation of my fellow creatures. I am a trustee for beauty. And it is my duty to see that the conditions of my trust are faithfully discharged.
And you too are a poet?
Yes, Patience. I am the apostle of simplicity. I am called Archibald the All-Right. But I am infallible.
And is it possible that you condescend to love such a girl as I?
Yes, Patience, is it not strange? I have loved you with a Florentine 14th century frenzy for full 15 years.
Oh, marvelous! I have hitherto been deaf to the voice of love, but I seem now to know what love is. It has been revealed to me. It is Archibald Grosvenor.
Yes, Patience, it is.
We shall never, never part.
We shall live and die together.
I swear.
We both swear it.
Oh, oh.
What's the matter?
Why, you are perfection. A source of endless ecstasy to all who know you.
I know I am, well.
Bless my heart, there can be nothing but selfish in loving you.
Merciful powers, I never thought of that.
To me, no.
So it would. Oh, fatal perfection, again you interpose between me and my happiness.
Oh, if you were but a thought less beautiful than you are.
Would that I were. Candor compels me to admit that I am not.
Then our duty is clear. We must part, and forever.
Ah, misery. And yet I cannot question the propriety of your decision. Farewell, Patience.
Farewell, Archibald. But stay!
Yes, Patience?
Although I may not love you for your perfection, there is nothing to prevent your loving me, for I am plain, homely, unattractive.
Why, that's true.
Love such a man as you for such a girl as I must be unselfish.
Unselfishness itself.
Though to marry you would very selfish be.
Hey, but I'm doleful, willow, lady.
You may all the same continue loving me.
Hey, willow, lady, oh. All the world ignoring, I'll go on adoring. Hey, willow, lady, oh.
Let the very simple sound gaily pipe and daring pleasure with the doublet falling round. Tread a game of classic measure, tread a game of classic measure. Every heart will hope is beating for this exciting meeting. Fit the fortune will decide who shall be our unknown's bride. Every heart will hope is beating for this exciting meeting. Fit the fortune will decide who shall be our unknown's bride. Let the very simple sound daily pipe and daily pleasure with the doublet falling round. Game of classic measure, game of classic measure, classic measure.
Now tell us, we pray you, why thus they array you. O poet, how say you, what is it you have done? Now tell us, we pray you, why thus they array you. O poet, how say you, what is it you've done? O poet, how say you, what is it you've done?
Of right sacrificial by sentence judicial, this seems the initial, then why don't you run?
They cannot have led you to hang or behead you, nor may they all wed you, unfortunate one.
Now tell us, we pray you, why thus they array you. O poet, how say you, what is it you've done?
Heartbroken at my patience's barbarity, by the advice of my solicitor, in aid of artist loving charity, I've put myself up to be raffled for.
By the advice of his solicitor, he's put himself up to be raffled for.
Oh, horror! Urged by his solicitor, he's put himself up to be raffled for.
Oh, heaven's blessing on his solicitor.
A hideous curse on his solicitor.
Heaven's blessing on his solicitor.
A hideous curse on his solicitor.
A blessing
A curse
on his soul.
A curse on his solicitor.
Stay, we implore you, before our hopes of light. You see before you the men to whom you're plighted.
Stay, we implore you, for we adore you. To us you're blighted, to be united. Stay, we implore you.
Your maiden hearts, do not steal to pity's eloquent appeal. Such conduct British soldiers feel. Sigh, sigh, all sigh. To form and steel we rarely see a British soldier bend a knee. Yet one and all they kneel to ye. Kneel, kneel, all kneel. Our soldiers very seldom cry, and yet I need not tell you why. A teardrop dews each martial hour. Weep, weep, all weep.
We soldiers very seldom cry, and yet they need not tell us why.
A teardrop dews each martial
Weep, weep, all weep.
Come, walk on back, purchase with avidity, overcome your diffidence and natural timidity. Tickets for the raffle should be purchased with avidity. Put in half a guinea and a husband you may gain. Such a touch of blue and white and other kinds of pottery, from early oriental down to modern terra cottery. Put in half a guinea, you may draw him in the lottery. Such an opportunity may not occur again.
Such a touch of blue and white and other kinds of pottery, from early oriental down to modern terra cottery. Put in half a guinea, you may draw him in a lottery. Such an opportunity may not occur again.
We've been thrown over, we're aware, but we don't care, This fish in the sea, no doubt, a bit as good as ever came out of it. And someday we shall get our share. So we don't care,
And are you going a ticket for to buy?
Most certainly I am. Why shouldn't I?
Oh, fortune, this is hard. Blindfold your eyes. 2 minutes will decide who wins the prize.
Oh, fortune, to my aching heart behind. Like us, thou art blindfold
She's loved me fondly, but has feared to speak. But nature, for restraint to mighty power, has burst the bonds of art. And here we are.
No, Mr. Bunthorne, no, you're wrong again. Permit me, I'll endeavor to explain.
Exactly so.
From every selfish fancy free.
Exactly so.
No final form of gain or joy a maiden's fancy should employ. True love must be without alloy. True love must be without alloy.
Exactly so.
Imposture to contempt must lead.
Exactly so.
Blind vanity's dissension see.
Exactly so.
It follows then a maiden who devotes herself to loving you is prompted by no selfish view. Is prompted by no selfish view.
Exactly so.
Are you resolved to wed this shameless one?
Is there no chance for any other?
None.
I hear
aesthetic and poetic.
Then we love you.
They love him, horror!
They love him, horror.
They love me, horror, horror, horror.
Oh, listen, my love.
That fancy he shall soon weary, and then I, who alone am faithful to him, shall reap my reward. But do not dally too long, Reginald, for my charms are ripe, Reginald, and already they are decaying. Better secure me, ere I have gone too far. Sad is that woman's lot, who year by year sees one by one her beauties disappear. When time now weary of her heart-drawn sighs, impatiently begins to dim her eyes. Compelled at last in life's uncertain gloamings to wreathe her wrinkled brow with well-saved combings, reduced with rouge and pearly gray. To make up for lost time as best she may.
The old, old tale. How rapturously these maidens love me, and how hopelessly. Ah, patience, with the love of thee in my heart, what have I for these poor mad maidens but an unvalued pity? Alas, they will die of hopeless love for me, as I will die of hopeless love for thee.
Sir, will it please you read to us?
Yes, child, if you will. What shall I read?
One of your own poems.
One of my own poems? Better not, dear child. They will not cure thee of thy love.
Mr. Bunthorne used to read one of his own every day. And to do him justice, he read them extremely well.
Oh, did he so? Well, who am I that I should withhold my gifts from you? Who am I but a trustee? Here is a decollete, a pure and simple thing, a very daisy, a babe might appreciate it. To understand it, it is necessary to think of nothing at all.
Let us think of nothing at all.
Gentle Jane was as good as gold. She always did as she was told. She never spoke when her mouth was full, or caught blue bottles their legs to pull, or spilt plum jam on her nice new frock, or put white mice in the 8-day clock, or vivisected her last new doll, or fostered a passion for alcohol. When she grew up, she was given in marriage to a first-class earl who keeps his carriage. I believe I am right in saying that there is not one word in that decollete which is calculated to bring the blush of shame to the cheek of modesty.
Not one. It is purity itself.
Here is another. Teasing Tom was a very bad boy. A great big squirt was his favorite toy. He put live shrimps in his father's boots and sewed up sleeves of his Sunday suits. He punched his poor little sisters' heads and cayenne peppered their four-post beds. He plastered their hair with cobbler's wax and poured hot halfpennies down their backs. The consequence was he was lost totally and married a girl in the Cour de Ballet.
Marked you how grandly, how relentlessly the damning catalogue of crimes strode on, till retribution, like a poisoned hawk, came swooping down upon the evildoer? Oh, it was terrible.
Oh, sir, you are indeed a true poet, for you touch our hearts and they go out to you.
This is simply cloying. Ladies, I do not wish to be ungallant, but this is Saturday, and you have been following me about ever since Monday. I should like the usual half-holiday. I would take it as a personal favor if you would allow me to close early today.
Oh, sir, do not send us from you.
Poor girls. It is best to speak plainly. I know that I am loved by you, but I never can love you in return, for my heart is fixed elsewhere. Remember the fable of the magnet and the churn.
But we don't know the fable of the a churn.
Don't you? Then I will sing it to you. A magnet hung in a hardware shop, and all around was a loving crop of scissors and needles, nails and knives, offering love for all their lives. But for iron the magnet felt no whim. Though he charmed and iron, it charmed not him. The needles and nails and knives he turned, for it set his love on a silver churn.
A silver churn.
A silver churn is most aesthetic, very magnetic. Fancy took this turn. If I can wheedle a knife for a needle, why not a silver churn?
Is most aesthetic, very magnetic. Fancy took this turn. If I can wheedle a knife for a needle, why not a silver churn?
And iron and steel expressed surprise. The needles opened their well-drilled eyes. The penknives felt shut out, no doubt. The scissors declared themselves cut out. The kettles they boiled with rage, 'tis said. And every nail went off its head. And hither and thither began to roam, till a hammer came up and drove them home.
It drove them home.
It drove them home. While this magnetic, peripatetic lover he lived to learn, by no and never can magnet ever attract a silver churn.
While this magnetic, peripatetic lover he lived to learn,
by no and never can magnet ever attract a silver churn. At last they are gone. What is this mysterious fascination I seem to exercise over all I come across? A curse on my fatal beauty, for I am sick of conquests. Patience!
I have escaped with difficulty from my Reginald. I wanted to see you so much that I might ask if you still love me as fondly as ever.
Love you, if the devotion of a lifetime.
Hold and hand me your ice cream. If you are a gentleman, pray remember that I am another's. But you do love me, don't you?
Madly, hopelessly, despairingly.
That's right. I never can be yours, but that's right.
And you love this Bunthorne?
With a heart all ecstasy that withers and scorches and burns and stings, it is my duty.
Admirable girl. But you are not happy with him.
Happy? I am miserable beyond description.
That's right. I can never be yours, but that's right.
But go now. I hear dear Reginald approaching. Farewell, dear Archibald. I cannot tell you how happy it has made me to know that you still love me.
Oh, if only I dared.
Sir, this language to one was promised to another. Oh, Archibald, think of me sometimes, for my heart is breaking. He is so unkind to me, and you would be so lovely.
Lovely.
And that's what stiffness I'm a good and true woman, I scream. Farewell, Archibald. Stop there. Think of me sometimes, and that's at your peril. Once more, adieu.
In a doleful train, one and one I walk all day, for I love in vain, none so sorrowful as they, who can only sigh.
crying, eh? What are you crying about?
I was only thinking how dearly I love you.
Love me, bah!
Love him, bah!
Don't you interfere!
He always crushes me.
What is the matter, dear Reginald? If you have any sorrow, tell it to me that I may share it with you. It is my duty.
With whom were you talking just now?
Dear Archibald.
With dear Archibald. Upon my word, this is too much.
A great deal too much.
Do be quiet.
Crushed again.
I think he is the noblest, purest, most perfect being I have ever met. But I don't love him. It is true that he is devotedly attached to me, but I don't love him. Whenever he grows affectionate, I scream. It is my duty.
I dare say.
So do I. I dare say.
Why, how could I love him and love you too? You can't love two people at once.
Oh, can't you, though?
No, you can't. I only wish you could.
I don't believe you know what love is.
Yes, I do. There was a happy time when I didn't, but a bitter experience has taught me. Love is a plaintive song, sung by a suffering maid, telling a tale of wrong, telling of hope betrayed, tuned to each changing note, sorry when he is sad, blind to his every mote, merry when he is glad, merry when he is glad. Love that no wrong can cure, love that is always new, that is a love that's pure, that is a love that's true. Love that no wrong can cure, love that is always new, that is a love that's pure, that is the love that's true. Rendering good for ill, smiling at every frown, yielding your own self-will, laughing your teardrops down, never a selfish whim, trouble or pain to stir, everything for him, nothing at all for her, nothing at all for her. Love that will endure, though the rewards be few, that is a love that's pure, that is a love that's true. Love that will endure, though the rewards be few, that is a love that's pure, that is a love
Everything's gone wrong with me since that smug-faced idiot came here. Before that, I was admired, I might say, loved.
Too mild, adored.
Yes, and a pretty damosel you are.
Cheer up. I will never leave you, I swear it.
Oh, thank you. You know what it is? It is a confounded mildness. They find me too highly spiced, if you please. And no doubt, I am highly spiced.
Not for my taste.
No, but I am for theirs. But I will show the world I can be as mild as his. If they want insipidity, they shall have it. I'll meet this fellow on his own ground and beat him on it.
You shall, and I will help you.
You will? Jane, there's a good deal of good in you after all.
So go to him and say to him with compliment ironical.
Sing hate you, good day to you, and that I will say.
Your style is much too sanctified, your cut is too canonical.
Sing boo to you, poo to you, and that's what I shall say.
I was the beau ideal of the morbid young aesthetical. To doubt my inspiration was regarded as heretical, until you cut me out with your placidity emphatic.
Sing hate you, good day to you, and that's what I shall say. Sing boo to you, poo to you, and that's what I shall say.
Sing hate to you, good day to you, sing
good day
to you, ha-ha to you, sing boo to you, poo to you, and that's what you should say. Sing hate to you, good day to you, sing
good day
to you, ha-ha to you, sing boo to you, and that's what you should say. Bah!
Boo!
Bah!
Boo! And that's what I shall say. Bah!
Boo!
Bah!
Boo! And that's what
I shall say. I'll tell him that unless he will consent to be more jocular.
Sing boo to you, poo to you, and that's what you should say.
To cut his curly hair and stick an eyeglass in his ocular.
Sing ha to you, ha to you, and that's what you should say.
To stuff his conversation full of quibble and of quiddity, to dine on Thompson roly-poly pudding with avidity, he'd better clear away with all convenient rapidity.
Sing hey to you, good day to you, and that's what you should say.
Sing boo to you, poo to you, and that's what I shall say.
Sing hey to you, good day to you, sing
good day
to you, ha to you, sing boo to you, ha sing hey to you, good day to you, sing
good day
to you, ha to you, sing boo, and that's what you should say.
Boo,
and that's what I should say.
Boo,
and that's what
I shall say.
It is clear that men, G.E. alone retains its zest. To charm and please its devotees, we know our little best.
True, we're not quite sure if all we do as the early English ring. But as far as we can judge, it's something like this sort of thing. You hold yourself like this. You hold yourself like that. You try to look both angular and flat. Venture to expect that what we recollect, the what a part of true high art will have its due effect. If this is not exactly right, we hope you won't upbraid. You can't get high, aesthetic taste like trousers ready-made. True views are medieval in some time alone will bring. But as far as we can judge,
It's something like this sort of thing. You hold yourself like this. You hold yourself like that. By hook and crook, you try to look both angular and flat. To cultivate the trim, rigidity of limb. You ought to get a marionette and form your style on him. You can't get high, aesthetic taste, a trousers ready-made. True views on medievism time alone will bring. But as far as we can judge, it's something like this sort of thing. You hold yourself like this. You hold yourself like that. By hook and crook, you try to look both angular and flat. To grow you ought to get a marionette and form your style on him.
Yes, it's quite clear that our only chance of making a lasting impression on these young ladies is to become as aesthetic as they are.
No doubt. The only question is how far we have succeeded in doing so. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that this is not quite right.
I don't like it. I never did. I don't see what it means. I do it, but I don't like it.
My good friend, the question is not whether we like it, but whether they do. They understand these things. We don't. And now I shouldn't be surprised if this is effective enough at a distance.
I can't help but thinking we're a little stiff at this. It would be extremely awkward if we were to be struck so.
I don't think we shall be struck so. Perhaps we're a little awkward at first, but everything must have a beginning. Oh, here they come. Tension!
Oh, Sophia, see. The immortal fire has descended upon them, and they are of the inner brotherhood, perceptibly intense and consummately utter.
How Botticellian! How Fra Angelican!
afraid we're not quite right.
Oh, not supremely, perhaps, but oh, so all but. Oh, Sophia, are they not quite too all but?
Oh, they are indeed jolly utter.
I wonder what the Inner Brotherhood recommends for cramp.
Ladies, we will not deceive you. We are doing this at some personal inconvenience with a view of expressing the extremity of our devotion to you. We trust it is not without its effect.
We will not deny that we are much moved by this proof of your attachment.
Yes, your conversion to the principles of aesthetic art in its highest development has touched us deeply.
And if Mr. Grosvenor should remain obdurate,
As we have every reason to believe he will.
I do wish they would make haste.
we are not prepared to say that our yearning hearts will not go out to you.
By sections of 3, rapture!
It's extremely good. For beginners, it's admirable.
The only question is, who will take whom?
Oh, the Duke chooses first as a matter of course.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. You're really too kind.
Nothing of the sort. You are a great matrimonial fish, and it's only fair that each of these young ladies should have a chance of hooking you. Now, observe. Suppose you choose Angela, I take Sophia, Major takes nobody. Suppose you choose Sophia, Major takes Angela, I take nobody. Suppose you choose neither, I take Angela, Major takes Sophia. There you are, clear as day.
If Sophia I choose to marry, I shall be fixed up for life. Then the girl need not tarry, Angela shall be his wife.
In that case, unprecedented single, I shall live and die. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. We will have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. In that case, unprecedented single, I shall live and die. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. It will have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. It will have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy.
If on Angie I determine at my wedding she'll appear, decked in diamond and ermine, satin and content here.
In that case, unprecedented single, I shall live and die. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. In that case, unprecedented single, I shall live and die. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy.
After some debate internal, if on neither I decide, Sapphire then can take the colonel, Angie be the major's bride. In that case, unprecedented single, I must live and die. I shall have to be contented with their heartfelt sympathy. In that case, unprecedented single, I must live and die. I shall have to be contented with the heartfelt sympathy. I will have to be contented with the heartfelt sympathy. I will have to be contented with the heartfelt sympathy.
It is pleasant to be alone. It is pleasant to be able to gaze at length on those features that all others may gaze at their good will. Ah, I am a very Narcissus.
It's no use. I can't live without admiration. Ever since Grosvenor came here, insipidity has been at a premium. Ah, he is there.
Bunthorne. Bunthorne! Come here, look. Very graceful, isn't it?
Allow me. I haven't seen it. Yes, it is graceful.
Not that. This.
You don't mean that? Bah! I am in no mood for trifling.
What is amiss?
Ever since you came here, you have entirely monopolized the attentions of the young ladies. I don't like it, sir.
I can't help that. They are the plague of my life. Mr. Bunthorne, with your personal disadvantages, you can have no idea of the inconvenience of being madly loved at first sight by every woman you come across.
Sir, before you came here, I was adored.
Exactly, before I came here. That's my grievance. I cut everybody out. I assure you, if only you could suggest some means whereby, consistent with my obligations to society, I could escape these inconvenient attentions, you would earn my heartfelt gratitude.
I will do so at once. However popular your appearance may be with the world at large, it is highly objectionable to me.
It is? Oh, thank you, thank you. How can I express my appreciation?
By making a complete change at once. Your conversation must henceforth be perfectly matter-of-fact. You must cut your hair and get a back parting. In appearance and costume, you must be absolutely commonplace.
Nay! Pardon me. That's impossible.
Take care. I am very terrible when I am thwarted.
I can't help that. I am a man with a mission. And that mission must be fulfilled.
I don't think you quite understand the consequences of thwarting me.
I don't care what they are.
Suppose... Oh, I won't go quite so far as to say that I would do it. But just suppose, for one moment, that I were to curse you. Ah, very well then. Take care.
But surely you would not do that. I am sure you would not do that.
I don't know. It would be an extreme step, no doubt. Still.
But you would not do that. I am certain that you would not. Oh, reflect, reflect! You had a mother once!
Nana!
Then you had an aunt! Ha! I see that you had. By the memory of that aunt, I implore you to pause ere you resort to this last fearful expedient. Oh, Mr. Bunthorne, reflect, reflect!
I must not allow myself to become unmanned. It is useless. Consent at once, or may a nephew's curse.
Hold! Are you absolutely resolved?
Absolutely.
Will nothing shake you?
Nothing, I am adamant.
Very well. Then I yield.
You do?
I do so cheerfully. I have long wished for such a reasonable pretext for a change such as you suggest. It has come at last. I do it on compulsion.
Victory! I triumph! When I walk out of door, of damosels a score, all sighing and burning and clinging and yearning will follow me as before. I shall with cultured taste distinguish gems from paste, and high diddle will rank as an idyll if I pronounce it chaste. A most intense young man, a soulful-eyed young man, an ultra poetical, super aesthetical, out of the way young man.
Conceive me if you can, an everyday young man, a commonplace type with a stick and a pipe and a hop and black and tan, with thinks suburban hops more fun than Monday pops, who's fond of his dinner and doesn't get thinner on bottled beer and chops. A commonplace young man, a matter-of-fact young man, a steady and stolid, jolly bank holiday everyday young man.
A Japanese young man, a blue and white young man, Francesca the Rimini, Mimini, Pimini, je ne sais quoi young man.
A Chancery Lane young man, a Somerset House young man, a very delectable, highly respectable threepenny bus young man.
A pallid and thin young man, a haggard and lank young man, a greenery gallery, grub in a gallery, foot in the grave young man.
A Sewell and Cross young man, a Howell and James young man, a pushing young prodigal, what's the next article, Waterloo House young man. Conceive me if you can, a matter-of-fact young man, a alphabetical, aesthetical, out of the way young man. Conceive me if you can, a matter-of-fact young man, an alphabetical, aesthetical, everyday young man.
It is all right. I have committed my last act of ill nature, and it's all right. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Reginald, dancing.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
What in the world is the matter with you?
Patience, I am a changed man. Hitherto, I've been gloomy, moody, fitful, uncertain in temper, and selfish in disposition.
You have indeed.
All that is changed. I have modeled myself on Mr. Grosvenor. Henceforth, I am mildly cheerful. My conversation will blend instruction with amusement. I shall still be aesthetic, but my...
With the joy I feel at this change. It will no longer be a duty to love you, but a pleasure, a rapture, an ecstasy.
My darling!
Oh, all right.
What's the matter?
Is it quite certain that you have absolutely reformed? That you are henceforth a perfect being, utterly free from defect of any kind?
Quite true. I have sworn it.
Then I never can be yours.
Why not?
Love to be pure must be absolutely unselfish. And there can be nothing unselfish in loving so perfect a being as you have now become.
But stop a bit. I don't want to change. I'll relapse. I'll be as I was. Interrupted.
A Waterloo House young man, a Sewell and Cross young man, a steady and stolid, jolly bank holiday everyday young man.
We're swingers and girls, young girls. We're Madame Louise, young girls. We're prettily, pattering, cheerily chattering everyday young girls.
Angela. Ella. Saphir. What is the meaning of this?
It means that Archibald the All Right cannot be All Wrong. And if the All Right chooses to discard aestheticism, it proves that aestheticism ought to be discarded.
Oh, Archibald! Archibald! I'm shocked, surprised, horrified.
I can't help that. I'm not a free agent. I do it on compulsion.
This is terrible. Go! I shall never set eyes on you again. Oh, joy!
What's the matter?
Is it quite certain that you will always remain a commonplace young man?
Absolutely. I have sworn it.
Then there's nothing to prevent my loving you with all the fervor at my command.
Why, that's true.
My Archibald!
My patience!
Crushed again!
Cheer up! I have never left you and I never will.
Thank you, Jane. After all, there's no denying you're a fine figure of a woman.
My Reginald!
My Jane!
Ladies, the Duke has at length determined to select a bride.
approach, I have a great gift to bestow. Come forward, those of you that are truly lovely. In personal appearance, you have all that is necessary to make a woman truly happy. In common fairness, I think I ought to choose the only one among you who has the misfortune to be distinctly plain.
Oh.
Jane!
Duke! Crushed! Again!
After much debate internal, I on Lady Jane decide. Sapphire Lane can take the colonel, and she be the major's bride.
In that case, unprecedented single, I must live and die. I shall have to be contented with the tulip on an eye.
He will have to be contented with a tulip on a line. In that case, unprecedented single, he must live and die. He will have to be contented with a tulip on a line.